Salutations and hello, my name is Larry and this is the Ethical Atheist. And I don't really have a topic of the day today. I just wanted to talk about something that happened recently, and I'm kind of annoyed, and I'm going to try not to be unreasonable or unfair. But I had two conversations very recently, in fact, yesterday and the day before. And the first conversation, I discovered I have a friend on my friends list on Facebook who is from Pakistan, and he just randomly popped up and was like, "Hi, how are you? Where are you from?" I was like, "I'm from the United States," and then we had a little conversation about what's going on in Pakistan right now, and they're having a huge problem with encroachment of Afghani terrorist cells, and there was a terror attack at a temple on Thursday that killed over 100 people. And so we talked for a little bit about Islam, and like his jaw hit the floor when I mentioned that I had actually read the Quran and that I was aware of the Hadith and stuff like that. And I'm not surprised because of my cultural background. I'm a white person that lives in America, so I'm sure that it was very surprising to him that I was as familiar with the Quran as I am. And so we had a good little conversation about Islam and some of the politics of Pakistan, and then it got to be pretty late at night, and I said goodnight, and, he said that, thank you for talking to him and everything like that. And so that was a really positive experience for me. I don't have the opportunity often to talk to people from other countries, especially countries where there are conflicts happening and things like that. So I felt like my personal horizons were broadened a little bit, and I had a little more world experience now, and that was pretty awesome. And then the day after that, I was scrolling through my Facebook, and I left a comment on a video post that somebody had left where a woman was defending Sharia law. I believe she was an Australian woman. If I can figure out where the video came from, I'll post a link in the description below. But she was basically defending Sharia as a personal practice, and was claiming that people are ignorant of what Sharia is and things like that. And so I left a comment about how Sharia, even if only personally practiced and not enforced as law of the land, still doesn't favor women, and it's very sexist, and there are a lot of rules that are detrimental to women, and other things. And so I got a response from a girl, I think. I'm not gonna name names or anything because I don't want anybody to go after her. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the conversation itself. And so she accused me of never having read the Quran and not understanding what the Quran teaches and things like that, and saying Islam is a religion of peace and all that. And so I pointed out some points in the Quran where it explicitly states that women are worth less as humans than men. Women inherit, female children inherit half a share of what male children inherit. 2 women are needed as witnesses to a crime where 1 man can be a witness for the same crime. And the Quran explicitly states that you can hit your wife and things like that, and there are parts of it that are very sexist. And I take issue with that because I'm a humanist and I believe everyone's equal. And so I got into, and it didn't get vulgar or nasty or anything like that, but she continued to defend the Quran as a progressive manuscript. And while it is, in some ways, I will admit, more progressive than other holy texts, it still has issues built into the text itself. So, what I wanted to make explicitly clear is that I do this web show, hi all 2 of you that are probably watching this. I'm an atheist, and I talk about atheism, and I'm sure that if I haven't already, that I will in some point in the future talk about my specific issues with certain religions, especially the Abrahamic religions. but I want to make it explicitly clear, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that I believe in the equal, respectful treatment of all human beings, regardless of their philosophical beliefs. I have issues with the Bible. I have my dollar store Bible here. This is the King James Version, and I'm not kidding. I found this at the dollar store for $1, so, you know, thank you, dollar store. And, you know, I have my copy of the Quran, and I got this at half price. It's just a cheap little thing. But I have issues with some of the edicts presented in the texts. I take issue with the fact that both books are very anti-gay. I take issue with the fact that the Quran has many verses that encourage the disparaging treatment of Jews. I take issue with the fact that both texts allow slavery. I would not follow these books as a standard of morality for myself. But that does not mean that I hate religious people. I don't care for the books, but I respect the people that follow them. If you are religious, I still believe that you deserve equal rights and equal treatment under the law, because you are a human being and you have rights. I can disagree with you about things. I can disagree with people about politics or religion or philosophy. I can disagree with you. But I still believe that you are a person with rights. That's what being a humanist is. It doesn't matter if I like your religion. It doesn't matter if I like you. You have rights that should be upheld. And that's all there is to it. So, you know, and I will definitely, probably at some point in the future, release, like, I was considering doing a top 10 least favorite rules in the Bible. You know, like the allowing for slavery and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that I hate Christians. You're people. You're human beings. And I do not hate you, Christians. I do not hate you, Muslims. I do not hate Hindus or Jews or Buddhists. I may disagree with your religion. I may not think that it's the objective truth of the world. But you're still humans, and I love you. And I mean that. I know that sounds trite and cheesy, but I mean it. So that's all I had to say about this, and I know that I started off this video being sort of annoyed, and I don't like being accused of intolerance or ignorance, because I research these things before I form my opinions about them. And I have read the Quran, and I have read many different translations of the Bible. I have my King James here, and I have a Niv, and I have a different one, I forget what it's called. I have a German Bible. I even have an original Latin Bible. Or, original, it's a reprint in Latin. But I don't form these opinions off the cuff. I do my research, and I look into these things before I decide how I feel about them. And so in sum, for the 6th time probably in this one video, I'm sorry for repeating myself, but I disagree with the text, but I respect the people that believe in it. And I believe that they have just as many rights as anybody else. So, thank you very much for watching, and as always, may Darwin be with you.